Hello, welcome. I am today going to be doing some pumpkin seed encrusted eggplant. Okay, so we're using a couple of eggplants here. Let me show you what it is that I'm going to do. So we're going to start off with our eggplants, and we're going to be, first of all, cutting off the ends that have the pieces from the stalk and the leaves on them. So you can cut those off. And then we're going to cut these into rounds. So we're going to cut these guys into rounds. And all you need to do is make the rounds about a 1/2 inch thick. And just nicely cut these. Now, as we are cutting these, I want to talk a little bit about eggplant and some of the wonderful nutrients that come in eggplant. So the calories in eggplant are actually fairly low, okay, about 20 grams per serving, or 20 calories per serving. And the carbs themselves are fairly low as well, 5 grams, but 3 of that is fiber. So I want to talk about fiber and why we like fiber in our diet. One of the things that it does is it helps to control how quickly sugar is going to be absorbed into our system. And it also helps to move your digestive tract faster, which is wonderful because that is going to allow for better digestion. So this can actually help with some of the digestive issues that some of us have. So fiber is a wonderful thing. Now, on top of this, this has some micronutrients in it that we really want to talk about. And that is manganese, okay? And manganese is a cofactor for some of the enzymes in our body. What that means is it's going to help to activate the enzymes that are in our body. So we really do like manganese. It also has folate, which is vitamin B9. And folate is something that really helps for cellular reproduction and cellular health of all the cells in your body. It's got potassium in it. Potassium is necessary for our neurons to fire, so this is necessary for our nervous system. It's also necessary for some of our digestion and being able to digest. So it's got potassium in it. It's also got vitamin K in it as well. So of our macronutrients, what we have is our carbs, 5 grams, 3 of which is fiber. Our protein, it's got 1 gram, okay? And then for fats, the fats are basically 0. So this is nice, this is good, this is healthy. So I've got these cut. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take 4 eggs, and I'm simply going to whisk these eggs up really nicely. When you are using eggplant, eggplant can be a little bit dry feeling. So what this does is this is going to help the pumpkin seeds to be able to stick to the eggplant. So I've got my eggs, and I have got my eggplant ready. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I took pumpkin seeds. These are pepitas. So these are the green pumpkin seeds that you get at the store. And I just ground them up lightly in a blender. Actually, I use my little magic bullet to blend them up with a little bit of salt. And this is going to be the covering. And then what we're going to do is we're going to end up baking them. So I'm going to take this. I'm actually going to turn my camera a little bit so that you can see what it is that I am going to be doing. So I'm going to take my eggplant, and I'm simply going to drop it really quickly into the egg. And then I'm going to flip it into here. You don't want too much on it. You don't need it to be too thick. And then I'm simply going to put it on a baking pan. One of the things I've learned in doing eggplant is we can do eggplant, we can fry it, we can bake it. I much prefer it baked. I also, a lot of people will use eggplant and My husband and I did this for a very long time, where we would take eggplant and we would use the eggplant and cover it in panko or breadcrumbs. And one of the things I found when you cover it in panko or you cover it in breadcrumbs is it seems to have very little flavor. And so this is something that I decided I want to try. I love to encrust things in pumpkin seeds. I am allergic to nuts, and so I use this for encrusting things like chicken. Next thing I want to try, which I have not tried yet, is going to be encrusting some shrimp and baking shrimp. So I tried this and I like this much better. It gives it a much better flavor, a much nicer flavor. And I actually, when I do it this way, I eat more eggplant than I normally would. So eggplant is honestly not one of my favorites, but this way I actually end up eating more of it, which is great because that makes it something that is healthy that I can eat. Okay, so I will admit to you guys when there's something that I don't necessarily like, and eggplant is one of them. But this way I absolutely love it. And I'm going to try something a little bit different a little bit later with this as well. So with the eggplant, with the pumpkin seeds, this is actually, if you're someone who likes protein or who needs protein, this is a great way to add protein to your diet. A lot of us eat nuts for the protein, and nuts do have an amazing amount of protein. But pumpkin seeds actually have more protein. So a lot of people eat almonds because of the amount of protein in them. And pumpkin seeds actually have more protein. Almonds are 2/3 the amount of protein as a pumpkin seeds for the same amount that you would be eating. So this is a great source of protein. And then we've got, as I said, I put a little bit of salt in here. I ground Himalayan sea salt that is in nice chunks up into this. And what that does is that's going to just give us a little bit of flavor. Be careful with the salt. You don't want to get too much salt into it. If you get too much salt, as always, it's going to be something that is going to be difficult for you to eat. All right, so get a little bit more pumpkin seed here. All right, I'm going to do a couple more, and then we're going to stick them into the oven. And I have preheat the oven to what would be 425. I have a convection oven, and I'm actually doing it on convection crisp. And so as I do this on convection crisp, it is going to crisp a little bit faster. On a convection oven, if you've got one that automatically does the conversions, it's going to be about 400. If you don't have a convection oven that automatically does the conversions and you need to do those yourself, then you're going to set it for 400 if you want to do that conversion, because it's always a little bit lower on a convection oven. All right, so I'm going to take these and I'm going to stick them into the oven. And then I'm going to talk about what it is that I'm going to be doing next. Okay, so I usually bake these for 10 minutes to get them nice and soft. This particular pan, I only baked for 8 minutes. And the reason that I did that is I want to try something today that I've never tried before. And I really want, if you try this, I want your opinion on this. Is I decided for little kids and for adults like me that eggplant may not be your favorite. Let's have some fun. Let's make it into little pizzettas. So what I've done is I have cooked some sausage, okay? And this can be any type of sausage of your choice. I prefer pork Italian sausage. We use a lot of turkey sausage in this house as well. So whatever sausage you decide is what you want. So I'm going to do some with just a little bit of sausage and some with more sausage, just to see what the difference is. And I think this, like I said, would be great for kids who maybe don't want to eat eggplant but love pizzas, because these are individual pizza bites. So then the other thing that I'm going to do is, with my hand that I did not use with the sausage, is I'm going to put some Parmesan Romano cheese on top of this to melt. And this should make us a nice little pizzetta. As you guys know, I don't worry about getting it looking perfect on the tray. That's okay if it gets a little bit all over. That's more cheesiness that we can deal with later. All right. So the nice thing about the cheese is the cheese should nicely hold the sausage into place. So I'm going to throw these back in the oven for another couple of minutes, and then we're going to try it. Again, I want your opinion as well. So I'm going to put these back in the oven for about 2 minutes. All right, so I am done, and I want to show you, this is what the pumpkin seed encrusted eggplant looks like, and this is what the pizzettas look like. All right, now comes the best part of all cooking, is the eating. I'm going to try one of the pizzettas because I want to try it. I've never done it before. Again, I really want to hear what your opinion is of both the eggplant encrusted as well as the pizzettas. And if you have children, what do they think? Here's to your health. Okay, it's my new favorite eggplant. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you again soon. Have a great night.